So now we face this horrendous crisis. We have a foreign policy that's totally out of control. We have a welfare state totally out of control. We have 60, 70, 80 trillion dollars of entitlement obligations. We have a national debt of $14 trillion. And the politicians in Washington, you'd think they would wake up. But the other day we had 2 votes on the House floor. Annoyed me to no end on the outcome of this. One had to do, well, conservative Republican leadership thought, well, you know, the NPR, those national, the government radio, they said some nasty things. We need to punish them. You know, they get a few $1 million here and there. I think it's $10 million, which is unconstitutional. I always vote against that, and I'm not defending it. But think in comparison of NPR and what they're getting. And at the same day, we had a vote with a coalition of Democrats and Republicans came together and said, this is a resolution. If you vote for this, we're telling the president he ought to be out of Afghanistan by the end of this year. So we have a total of 93 votes to come home and quit pursuing a policy that was similar to the one that brought the Soviet system down. So overwhelmingly, and especially those conservative Republicans who are ready to balance the budget, supported continuing this policy, which just in Afghanistan cost us $130 billion a year. But no, then overwhelmingly they voted to delete the funds for NPR and be able to go home and say, hey, look at what we did. We're going to balance the budget on the backs of NPR. It just struck me as totally inconsistent and not addressing the subject. That's because it's still political down there. And you have to think in bigger terms. You have to think about our policies. To deal with, and even Afghanistan, coming out of Afghanistan only addresses a small amount of that problem. It's the overall policy. It's a policy of interventionism. It's this policy that the founders advised us against. The founders said, no entangling alliances. Don't get involved in internal affairs of other nations. Be friends with nations. Trade with people. But stay out of these foreign entanglements. And of course, they were